It's Ronaldo against Navas. Navas got a touch, but Ronaldo scores the goal. Just got a big whack under the eye. You can see what it means to the local fans and dignitaries as well. It's Riyadh 1, PSG 1.
Well, he'd only scored one goal for Manchester United this season in the Premier League at Goodison Park back in October.
It was a decent effort from Navas, just hit with too much power, Angus.
Well, it was a classic penalty. He and Messi both very confident from spot kicks. Even if Navas had got a better dive, too high for him.
The first Ronaldo celebration in Saudi Arabia for the Riyadh season team. So we have a match on our hands. It's 1 apiece. And PSG were not happy with that award being given. That shows this is a competitive fixture. Look forward to the next hour of this match. There will be a penalty shootout if it stays like this, and a trophy to be awarded, the Riyadh season trophy, as the crowd are on their feet screaming Ronaldo, many screaming PSG as well. A good match on our hands here, 1 apiece at the King Fahd Stadium. We haven't seen too much of the coaches so far. Marcelo Gallardo is coaching this home team, the Riyadh team, up against Christophe Galtier, of course.
48 goals he scored in his best ever league season for Real Madrid back in the 2014-15 season. Messi, though, a couple of seasons before that, has reached 50 goals in the Liga when both of them were at the height of their powers.
701 club goals before today as Neymar whacked to the turf by Ronaldo. What was it, Gustavo? I think they both went for him there, both making sure Neymar wasn't going to make any more progress. Messi. Hakimi. I wonder how PSG will react to that. Hiding tackle. Al-Boulay. Back to Alois Souclaires.
Yeah, Saïd Abdelhamid with a great tackle, because there is no doubting the power and the threat that Achraf Hakimi brings down that right-hand side.
Keylor Navas showing he's a pretty good footballer as well as a goalkeeper. Marquinhos.
Both the big guns have scored.
Yep. And Ronaldo will certainly have a black eye tomorrow. He's got the big red bruise under that left eye of his.
Oh.
Mbappe, brilliantly done. Skips past two players. Mbappe cleared by El Boulaye. Is that going to be a corner?
Who would be a right-back in modern-day football against Paris Saint-Germain or the French national team? He's scary. Full tilt. Perfect control of the ball. Absolutely no chance there for Sultan Al Ghanam, the Saudi Arabian international right-back.
Yeah, it was a fascinating battle when he came up against Hakimi, wasn't it, when France played Morocco? Two very good friends. They're genuinely good friends off the pitch, and coming literally face-to-face in that World Cup game in Qatar. It was a great prospect, and France coming out winners that time. Ruiz. New signing, as is Renato Sanchez. It's new midfields for PSG. Soler in there as well. 3 new buys. We'll see some changes in the second half. Messi, 3 ahead of him. Renato Sanchez. Give and go off Neymar. Worked pretty well. That's a super pass. Through to Soler. Into the danger area. Hacked out by Al-Almri.
There's a good ball in again from the left-hand side. They're going to have to be very, very, very careful, because when you've got Hakimi down one side and one Bernat, who's not quite as attacking as Nuno Mendes, but nevertheless still presents a threat, they are able to create such width.
The chat between Gustavo and Ramos. Don't know what that's about.
Two masters of the dark arts in football.
Abdulrahman Al Jassim just saying the players to concentrate on the football, a little bit less pushing and shoving. Messi's corner. One Riyadh team win the ball up. Whoa, down. Al Nassar. What's going to be the decision from Abdul Rahman Al Jassim, I wonder? It's a red. Would you believe it? It's a red card in this exhibition game. Al Nassar was through, and minutes after what you could say was a controversial penalty, Juan Bernat has got his marching orders, and PSG are down to 10.
Astonishing. He's only ever had one red card in his professional career in his first season with Paris Saint-Germain. Now let's see. Well, Achraf Hakimi was climbing all over the back of his man as well, as you'll see. Look at this. Over the top of Martinez. Al Nassar's pace, and it's not a good tackle, but I don't know, is it really the sort of match you want to hand a red card out for that? Well, I mean, it's not a goal-scoring opportunity, but goodness me, if you thought if there was any doubt whether or not this is a friendly, I think it's been removed.
That's for sure, and you can see that from the reaction of PSG players. Well, I think it's all about what you said. Was that a goal-scoring opportunity? It's a non-factual decision for Abdul Rahman Al Jassim. That means he makes the decision. That's not a decision for VAR, and according to the Qatari ref, it's a red card for Juan Bernat. So Christophe Galtier, who we saw a few seconds ago,
Lionel Messi's watching it.
Yeah, well,
I think he's technically the last man, I suppose, but on the halfway line, that seems a bit of a stretch.
Salam Al Nassar, who scored that wonderful goal in the World Cup, down, and poor Juan Bernat.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe. I don't think many people can believe there's a red card in an exhibition game, but this is a really competitive match. The question is, will Galtier take off Mbappe, Neymar, or Messi? Because he surely needs a left back. Marquinhos having a word, and this was the challenge again. We'll judge that for yourself. Late challenge, and down goes Al Nassar, and out came the red card. Well, for the moment, no substitute. That will give some extra hope to Ronaldo and the Riyadh season team. And it's Galtier. Is that a 3-2? Maybe two up front, three in the middle. Got 4 minutes to hold out and then reshuffle the pack at half-time. Al Nassar. Riyadh would love to nick one here and go in ahead. Ronaldo, it's a nice diagonal run. Turns. Abdul Hamid wants it back. Comes through to the big man, Marega. Jang.
It's Fabian Ruiz who's slotted in at left back at the moment.
Renato Sanchez scrapping for that, and PSG will feel a little hard done by and want to score, even with 10. Neymar, Mbappe outside him. Here is Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe, corner.
Well, we've seen him do that so often in Liga and especially in the Champions League this season as well, where he's been right up there amongst the top scorers, turning back onto his right foot, either going to the far post or the near post. It doesn't matter to him. Would have been a great reply to that red card if he'd managed to score there, though.
Ruiz. Mbappe, 4 in the box. Marquinhos! It's 2-1! Would you believe it? Marquinhos up for the corner. Mbappe finds his captain, and Paris Saint-Germain have the lead in this very competitive match against Riyadh. It's Riyadh 1, PSG 2.
Well, the sort of goal that you would expect Mbappe to have popped in and turned up to put away. Lovely piece. Marquinhos, usually a player who scores with his head at set pieces, but they didn't really press. Allowed Mbappe to pick his spot into the box, and the other man going in there was actually the other centre-back, Sergio Ramos. So it would have been a centre-back either way.
Marquinhos has scored a couple in the league, and he would have enjoyed that. It's slightly off the shins, but after what's happened in the opening 43-odd minutes... No, actually, I take that back.
I think that's a lovely little dink.
Yeah, actually, that was...
It's a lovely little dink from Marquinhos.
It was. My apologies. I thought it had actually just come off the shin. It was actually a brilliant piece of improvisation. And Marcelo Gallardo, a first look at the Argentine legend. Can't quite believe what's happened playing against 10. But if you've got 10 players of this quality, there's always danger. And it's 2-1 Paris Saint-Germain. Fans are somewhat stunned after that. You think, well, down to 10, PSG might defend in the closing seconds of the half.
Well, I think they'll be particularly annoyed because they could understand it if it was Neymar, Messi or Mbappe, but for Marquinhos to come forward and finish like that as much as anything else must be a bit hard to take.
He's scored some big goals over the years, including the latter stages of Champions League, of course, and that was a lovely finish. Absolutely right there. He just adjusted his foot to get it in. Marega, Al Nassar, scrapping for that. Bit of a risk there. Al-Kabari wins that one. Luis Gustavo, Martinez, Ronaldo. Yes, you're looking for a third in this first half. Messi, Mbappe still. Lionel Messi onto that left boot of his, and it's back to Kylian Mbappe. Good save from Al-Owais, and very nearly a third.
Well, Mohamed Al-Owais, he kept his side in the World Cup through the defeats against Poland and Mexico, gave every chance.
Mbappe. Neymar. The give and go, brilliantly done. Neymar skips past his man. Is that a penalty? No, says Abdul Rahman Al Jassim.
VAR is talking to him, though.
They certainly are. And I think a rather nervous Al Boulay just wants to get on with it. Let's have another look at that one.
Yeah, Neymar there losing his trickery. Well, he's going down, I think. There is a hand out, though. There's no doubt about that by Ali Al Boulay.
Seen those given, but the decision, I think this time, is play on. Neymar, the most fouled player against him, in other words, in Liga. Not on the end of a foul there.
Good defending, actually, in the end here that stopped Messi shooting straight away, but really good off his line was Mohamed Al-Owais, and that cut down the angle for Mbappe to be able to go for. I thought he might actually try and chip the keeper from there.
VAR is going to have a look at that, and our referee Abdul Rahman Al Jassim will go to the monitor, and let's see what the Qatari ref makes of that foul. That's what VAR is there for. It's the angle to have a look at it. Was that a foul? Judge that for yourself.
Well, the thing is there a clear and obvious error made by the referee? There is contact. It's not very much. What's the referee going to decide? Is he going to stick with his decision or is he going to change it? Oof. It's going to change
Penalty.
it.
Neymar relieved, and Neymar will think he's justified the foul from Al Boulay, and PSG have a real chance to score a second goal with only 10 on the pitch.
Neymar or Mbappe to take this. Both have done so. Neymar earned the penalty. Neymar will take it.
Certainly will. Neymar against Al-Owais. Didn't actually take a penalty in that shootout for Brazil in the World Cup.
I think he was supposed to be the fifth taker, wasn't he?
Certainly was.
But Marquinhos missed his, and that ended it.
Neymar with a chance to get some clear blue water between PSG and the Riyadh season team. Saved. Tried to put Al-Owais the wrong way, and the Saudi keeper read it.
Well, it was the usual run-up. He stutters his run-up. He looks to see where the keeper is going to go, and Al-Owais just waited for him.
Well, to say this first half has been action-packed, not giving it the credit it deserves. We had a red card, we had a missed penalties. 2-1 for PSG. Ronaldo into the box intelligently. Well, I thought he was going to go down there. Ronaldo. Hakimi up against him. First touch not quite the best, but it's going to be a free kick. A foul on Martinez.
Yeah, that was a bit fortunate for the home side because his first touch was heavy. He then tried to be clever, and Ronaldo Sanchez came in. Here's the his classic run-up from Neymar. But Alois was waiting for it. It is not very often that you see Neymar fail to convert a penalty.
He's got that style that he's made his own, and as you say, Angus, it almost always works. Not that time, and that's a bruise under Ronaldo's left eye is getting bigger and bigger.
Well, what was I saying earlier? Direct free kick, and Cristiano Ronaldo will be very, very keen to take this with a patented style.
It's that distinctive walk back. Ronaldo has scored a penalty. Nervy looking PSG players in the wall. Referee just insisting that the players stay back. Ronaldo goes through that routine again. 4 steps back. Maybe a bit of a let-off for Riyadh. The penalty saved. This might be the last kick of the first half. Ronaldo into that wall. Second shot into the wall as well. Neymar. The first half we've had. Can't take your eyes off this one.
Nearly 5 minutes of time added on as well at the end of this first half.
Yeah, with that penalty, I think that's justified. Abdul Hamid. Dangerous cross. It's off the post from Ronaldo. Danger not over. Ronaldo scored again. Would you believe it? The ball cannoning off the post. And Ronaldo showing he's still got that goal-scoring touch. Incredibly, at the King Fahd Stadium, it's PSG 2, Riyadh 2.
Well, he kept his eye on the ball, didn't he? Basically, in that. That was not allowing your head to drop after disappointment from a first failed attempt. The free kick first, then the rebound. Ball stayed there. He stayed in a dangerous position. That's why he scored so many goals over the years. Looks onside to me. It's a magnificent header off the post, and he's sharp as anything to get onto that rebound. It's not an easy finish either when that comes in. He's got to point that back from where it's coming. And, well, they have got 11 men against 10 of Paris Saint-Germain, so it shouldn't be too surprising that they have scored something. It's a cracking game, Andreas. This is a great warm-up, I think. This is not a runabout for Paris Saint-Germain. This is a proper test.
Anything but. And Ronaldo wants to prove that he's still got that goal-scoring instinct. He scored 2 already today. And that is it for the first half at the King Fahd Stadium in Riyadh. It's PSG 2, the Riyadh season 2 at half-time. So we've had 45 explosive minutes, and Ronaldo, with that bruise rapidly developing under his left eye. Let's hope he's okay for the weekend, because he's going to play his first league match there. Scored a penalty, scored again. Messi scored, Marquinhos scored, and PSG have missed a penalty.
Well, that's a half that had everything in it, isn't it? It really is. I mean, there was no gentle runabout. There was that's a proper game, taken very seriously by everybody, including the referee, who sent off Juan Bernat towards the end of that half. And well, hopefully the second half will bring us just as much incident and eventuality.
So a bit of musical entertainment for these fans. 2-2, the half-time score. Remember, if it stays like this, we will have a penalty shootout, but it doesn't look like it's going to stay like this. There's more goals to come, surely, for this young man and the rest of the fans in the capital. Good to see the fans so excited by this. Ronaldo with his first match in the capital. This is a team of Al Hilal and Al Nassar players up against Paris Saint-Germain, who are down to 10 in what's been a really competitive match at this Super Stadium. It's recently hosted the Spanish Super Cup final, won by Barcelona, in the Italian Super Cup. It's actually a multifunctional stadium for K-pop fans out there. BTS have played here, and plenty of music here. David Guetta has done a concert here as well, the French DJ. So it's a multi-purpose arena, and today it's seen quite a spectacle. Only 45 minutes gone as well. 2-2 between PSG and the Riyadh season team. So it was Messi against Ronaldo. PSG visiting the Riyadh season team, made up of players from Al Nassar and Al Hilal. Within 3 minutes, a goal for Lionel Messi, just putting it past Al Awais with ease. And at that stage, it looked like this might be easy for Paris Saint-Germain. It was a super start and a wonderful pass from Neymar. So the man who won the World Cup not too far from here in Qatar. The early smiles with Mbappe. But plenty of incident. This was Ronaldo trying his luck and well held by Keylor Navas. Two former Real Madrid men going head to head today. Ronaldo was ready to pounce here. That was given as a penalty. A foul against Keylor Navas, picked up a yellow. More importantly, the penalty given. Ronaldo getting a whack in the face. He picked himself up. Navas, brave attempt to get to it, but just too powerful. And that made it one apiece. It was in the 33rd minute. This was half of a couple of penalties. More of that later. Ronaldo striking to make that one apiece. Up at the other end, Messi's corner, and look at this breakaway. It was good work from Al Nassar, and here he was fouled by Juan Bernat, and Abdul Rahman Al Jassim had absolutely no doubt at all. The red card coming out. The wry smile from the Spaniard. That challenge. The question was it a goal-scoring opportunity? The decision was yes, but even with 10 men, PSG creating a chance. Marquinhos and Ramos were both up. Marquinhos putting it away. 2-1. Couple of goals in the league so far, and PSG and Brazil captain would have enjoyed that. Well, that was with a couple of minutes left to play in the first half, and if we thought that was it for first half entertainment, well, think again. Plenty more to come. Neymar bearing down on goal, and after a VAR decision, that was given as a penalty. The foul by Al Boulaye. Upstep Neymar for 3-1. No, a save from Al Awais, Mohamed Al Awais, and it got worse for Paris with Abdul Hamid. Look at that header off the post. Ramos couldn't quite clear it, and Ronaldo clearly enjoying that one. Smacking the ball in with his left foot. No offside given. And from 2-1 to nearly 3-1 to 2-2. The aerial view of Ronaldo's second goal of the 45 minutes.
Well, part of this evening, of course, is to encourage the next generation. And some of that is handing out some very, very treasured shirts with some of the superstars' signatures on it. Something that will be treasured from now on. See there, definitely the signature of Salam Al-Dasawi on the right-hand side. Argentina got a lot of support, actually, from the Qataris. Every time Argentina played a home game, well, I say every time they played a game, it felt like a home game, because 3/4 of the stadium seemed to be dressed in either sky blue and white, or at least carrying Argentina flags, and not least in the final against France, where the French supporters seemed to be rather outnumbered.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be in Qatar for the World Cup, and you're absolutely right. Argentine fans everywhere. With the famous blue and white shirts present on the metro in the streets. It really was quite something. There are any official figures, but I think they're the most popular team in Qatar. And around this part of the world, Brazil, very popular as well. Plenty of French fans as well.
Well, stay with us. We'll be back for the second half very soon.
Second half a few minutes away. It's the Riyadh season team against Paris Saint-Germain, and it's 2-2, an action-packed first half. We've had 2 penalties, 1 missed. Messi and Marquinhos scoring for the visitors, and 2 goals for Cristiano Ronaldo, 1 from the spot and 1 a real poacher's effort to get the ball past Navas and to make it 2-2 right before the end of that first half.
Well, Paris Saint-Germain have got plenty of important matches coming up in the near future, not the least of which is the beginning of the knockout rounds of the UEFA Champions League. Midway through February, Valentine's Day, would you believe, they start off against the Germans of Bayern Munich, with whom they've had a very, very strong recent history as Paris Saint-Germain. Bayern have only played 3 times actually since the end of the group stage. Paris Saint-Germain have played a few more times than that. Winter break for Paris Saint-Germain from November until the end of December, of course, when the World Cup was on. Both sides top of their domestic leagues. And Bayern Munich, the route to the top of the Bundesliga has not been a smooth one this season, with the interlopers of Freiburg and Union Berlin getting in their way. However, they progressed to the round of 16 of the DFB Pokal, the German version of the Coupe de France. Paris Saint-Germain have their Coupe de France match against 6th-tier opposition coming up on Monday. And then they have to get their minds back onto the Liga battle that seems to be developing a little bit more than Paris Saint-Germain would like against Lens. The gap not so great as it was. Lens, of course, beat Paris Saint-Germain recently as well. So that's gearing up to be an interesting fight for Christophe Galtier and his men. Unbeaten in their first 16 Ligue 1 games this term. They've lost 2 of their last 3 now, so Paris Saint-Germain need to get that sorted out as they head into the business end. Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League again, thanks to their 10th Ligue 1 title last season. Getting that title back after Lille stole it from them the season before that. And Saint-Etienne, ironically, when Paris Saint-Germain won that 10th title to equal Saint-Etienne, the Les Verts, the Greens, were relegated in the same season. And they're not exactly enjoying life in Ligue 2 either at the moment. Galtier's new side won 4 of their 6 Group H games, beating Juventus, Maccabi Haifa. Won twice against Benfica as well, who stole the top spot away from them on the very last day of the group stage with 5 goals in the last 30 minutes on match day 6. They're still top 6, the top spot away from them on away goals scored.
The Riyadh season team taking to the pitch, and the good news for their fans is that even with that bruise, Ronaldo is back. I wonder how long he'll play of the 90 minutes. He'll no doubt want to play the whole match. The magic sponge applied to that nasty-looking
not
bruise
that
under
magic,
the eye.
To be quite honest with you, it looks a nasty shiner.
It does, yeah. It looks like he's been a boxing match. There's Gallardo.
He wasn't afraid to get into a bit of a tackle in his time.
No, super player he was. He was a creative midfield player, but you're right. He did get involved, got stuck into matches, and wonderful player at Monaco. He just had 1 year at PSG, which is a bit less successful, but still has good memories of Paris. I saw in an interview. And this is Kylian Mbappe, Paris born, of course, in Bondy, just outside of Paris, with Neymar, who looks in determined form. Now, the question is, do PSG bring on more defensive players? On the bench, they got Danilo Pereira, who can play, obviously, defensively, more of a natural defensive midfield player. Vitinha. But they're a bit short of defenders just because of injuries. There's no Mukiele, there's no Mendes here, there's no Kimpembe, as Ronaldo and Mbappe have a bit of a chat. I don't know what language. Mbappe speaks very good Spanish, maybe that's in Spanish or English. He's a real
I think
polyglot.
this is probably English,
Mbappe, yeah. Mbappe, for a young man who's never played outside of France, speaks 3 languages. And Ronaldo's seeing the funny side of getting that whack from his old teammate, Keylor Navas. I think that does make a difference. They know each other very well, and Navas is a great pro. And Ronaldo saying,
That's not that much, is it? It's not big.
Mbappe saying now,
is that it?
I've seen worse. That's a great shot. That will be seen around the world. That's a great shot. Two of the world's best players having a laugh at half time, but it's getting very serious as the second half gets ready to go. Talisca on, who's an attacking midfield player for Riyadh, and as I suspected, Vitinha on as well.
And Danilo, well, he's a man who can tie up a midfield or indeed a defence, so it's a good one to bring on.
It's quite an attacking move. Al Ghanam going off, playing on the right side of defence, and we've got two more attacking players with Talisca coming on. Ali Lajami coming on. They're two players who will be playing with Ronaldo this season. They're both Al Nassar players.
Yeah, reinforcements at the back and up front for the Riyadh selection.
Yeah, Lajami played defensively and Talisca further up. He's an exciting attacking midfield player. Is Anderson Talisca, the Brazilian, 1.90 m, ex-Benfica players. Big guy, as you can see. Brazil under-23 international.
Was in Chinese football before he came into the Saudi Arabian League with Al Nassar. Al Lajami actually is a Saudi Arabian international, but wasn't in the squad for the World Cup that's just passed.
How do you think this might play out in the second half? It's been very competitive, hasn't it, Angus?
Who knows? I mean, I didn't expect the first half to go the way it did. I mean, it was a first half that it felt like a knockout game, to be quite honest with you. It is... I can't imagine we're going to get quite as much action in the second half. I think that the fact that Paris Saint-Germain are down to 10 men is going to make a difference the more we go into this. I mean, the last thing that Christophe Galtier wants is for his players to go back for tired at the end of this.
That's true. So I'm sure we'll see some subs, and Vitinha is on. It would have been fascinating to know what was said at half-time. And one lucky member of the public maybe did, because there was a VIP ticket which included a trip into the half-time dressing rooms. Navas, I think,
corner.
The word corner. I think Navas thought that was just going to bounce out, and it didn't.
Well, there's a measure of just how quick that Salam Al-Dasawi is. Asia's best player. I don't think there's any doubt about that. He proved it in the World Cup with that performance against Argentina. I think after the euphoria of that win against the Argentines, they struggled to sort of get themselves back up again. It felt like a World Cup final for them.
So the first corner of this second half. It's swung in, and it's a save from Navas, and cleared eventually by Soler. It was a really good effort, and PSG in danger of going behind there.
Yeah, Martinez got between the defenders and a lovely downward head. It was a fantastic save.
The sub. Talisca thwarted that time.
Well, maybe we are going to get the same sort of half in the second half as we got in the first.
It was non-stop action, goals, red cards, missed penalties, scored penalties. We had it all. I think that is Danilo coming on. I think we actually saw him come on, but pretty sure the big Portuguese is on. So there's two Portuguese players on, Vitinha and Danilo.
Yeah, Ruiz has stayed on the left-back position and with the sending off in that first half, and Danilo is fitted in the right-back position.
Messi. Is Messi offside? Messi goes for the shot. Was that a handball?
That's outside the area, isn't it?
If that's
surely?
a handball, that could be a red card, unless there was an offside before, in which case play would have already stopped.
I think there was a flag.
Meanwhile, at the other end,
Off we go again.
Ronaldo. You cannot take your eyes off this for a second. Martinez. Nearly comes to Ronaldo, but I think he might be a busy left-back. Soler. Ruiz, excuse me, is at left-back.
Yeah, it has to be said that Juan Bernat wouldn't have got that header. It would have been a lot shorter than Ruiz.
Indeed, going to get practice as a left-back, which is not really his first role. The shot just over. Sub Talisca, showing that he can hit a shot from distance.
Well, the Riyadh selection are after a scalp, aren't they, here? Blazing start from the home side, and Navas has shown his quality to make sure that it's still 2-2. Really drove that well, Talisca. Only just over the top. Brazilian looking to outshine the Brazilians on the Paris Saint-Germain side. He's got 11 goals already in the Saudi Arabian Professional League this season. Coming off the back of the 20 odd he scored last campaign. He's found a new lease of life in Saudi Arabia.
So Ruiz playing at left back, it looks like, for this second half. That might change. That's how it is for the moment. Danilo, composed, very versatile player. Didn't really play too much in defence until coming to PSG. Thomas Tuchel tried him out there. Played a few games in the Netherlands when he was playing in the Dutch league, but came as a defensive midfield player, but has proved very adequate in a back three.
It's a new one for him, though, being out at right back. He's played defensive midfielder, centre back and centre midfield, but not seen him so far being a full back.
No, that's adding to his armoury. What's going to be fascinating to see is, will those front three stay on for all or most of the match? I wonder. Messi, Neymar and Mbappe, because it's a long journey back to Paris. Martinez, a little bit overcooked maybe. It was kept in by Abdul Hamid, who's playing on the right.
Well, we did see the likes of Neymar and Mbappe and Achraf Hakimi rested. As you see, they've almost got a magnificent save by Navas. That really is. The ball it's a perfect header. Down at the ground. Navas having to get low really quickly and does the job beautifully.
Just getting a hand on it, but keeping it out, because it was a header with a bit of pace on it. So, superb work from Keylor Navas, who, as we said earlier, has played very little football this season, just in the cup. So, not easy to come in and pull off a save like that. Exactly what he did. Ruiz, Ramos. This is going to be very competitive. Second 45 minutes. There's no extra time. We'll go to pens. Neymar, brought down by Abdul Hamid, who's switched flanks.
Yeah, no doubt that was a free kick. Got him twice. There did Saad Abdul Hamid.
Mbappe. Neymar. I wonder if Abdul Hamid's come to this side to face this man, Mbappe. Mbappe tries his luck, and that's a good save from Alois. That signature cut inside and shot, not far at all.
Well, you've got to show him down the line, haven't you, really? But Abdul Hamid there just anticipating the run down the flank, and it allowed Mbappe to step back in, and good goalkeeping keeps him out. I was going to say actually earlier that I would suspect maybe at the weekend or that we'll come back to that. They've taken the short corner.
Everything's going so quickly you cannot take your eyes off it. Hakimi. Vitinha, the sub. Went to the World Cup for Portugal. Hakimi. Neymar. Mbappe up against Abdul Hamid. I think it's going to be a big battle in the second half. And, well, there's only one winner there. Mbappe, still Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe, 3-2. Brilliant work from Mbappe and Sergio Ramos. A warrior enjoyed that. And we are back to a PSG lead. It was brilliant work from Mbappe and Ramos, the tap-in, showing a centre-forward's instinct. 3-2.
Well, warrior turned poacher. Sergio Ramos, that's both centre-backs then on the score sheet. And we were saying how Abdul Hamid should have showed him down the line. Well, he did it here. He was terrified of him coming back inside, so Mbappe said, OK, I'll cut back either way. I'll keep on going to the byline. Perfect ball in. And, well, Mbappe himself would have been very proud of that anticipation by Sergio Ramos to put that ball in the back of the net. It's a lovely goal scored by Paris Saint-Germain.
But he would, and he's worked on that left foot, Kylian Mbappe, and very dangerous from that kind of position. Whatever the situation, Sergio Ramos is ultimate competitor, and they'll be delighted to get the third. It looked like an easy tap in, but it was a good instinct. And his former teammate Ronaldo, no doubt, will say, look, you've got to keep aware. It's a player like that is able to score 3-2. Plenty of time for more goals.
Well, Sergio Ramos has not scored in competitive action this season. It's a lovely ball.
That's a foul from Hakimi.
Al Nassar showing his class on that far side. It was a great first touch which allowed him to take on the Moroccan international fullback who just didn't get out of the way. Not that he should have to get out of the way, but he stepped into his man, and Al Nassar happy to take the free kick. And that expression from Ronaldo suggests that he feels this.
Pity Martinez is standing alongside the Portuguese.
1.90 m, Talisca. He's an imposing presence.
Yes. If Ronaldo might go for a crack himself, a hat-trick in the first hour, wouldn't put it past him. Ronaldo tries exactly that, so Ramos clears his lines. He hit one or two black shirts. PSG have something to defend with 10 men, but maybe the best form of defence is attack. Nicely done. Gustavo and Ramos diving in. Got the ball.
Lovely from Martinez. Ramos gets the former Marseille man back to his feet quickly. Look at this from Martinez. That's lovely. Real awareness of what was going on around him, and even tried to get the free kick out the back of it.
Yeah, super player. He won the Copa Libertadores twice with River Plate. Former Argentine international. Comes the corner and it's 3-3. The goals just keep coming, and it's Jang, the Korean centre-back. He just threw himself at the ball, and Ronaldo-like, it was a super header. It's another goal. It's 3-3 in Riyadh, and one of the more unlikely goal scorers of the evening. Jang, it's 3-3.
Well, just one goal for him in the league this season. It's a great ball in. Perfect near post run from the Korean. Got in front of his marker. That was the key to this. Little push from Ramos wasn't enough to put him off. Navas, no chance whatsoever from that kind of proximity. Good strength, and Paris Saint-Germain here continue to be given a game.
Just checking that indeed will be given. VAR will have a look at it, and a good header from Jang. As you say, used the pace of the corner just to guide it in. We are back at 3 each. What a game we've had. In the second half, Martinez has showed what a good player he is down the flanks for the Riyadh season team. PSG playing with 10, remember. They brought on Vitinha and Danilo for some fresh legs. Kylian Mbappe finds Neymar. I was asking whether the front three would stay on. They have done exactly that. Here is Messi. Vitinha. Renato Sanchez off. It's a half-time. Messi. Neymar doesn't have much space, doesn't need too much. Messi! What was that, a handball? Messi thought so, and I think a penalty's been given. Abdul Rahman Al Jassim, for the third time tonight, has awarded a penalty for that handball.
Well, it was very close, wasn't it? Al Balai. Well, the trouble is for Al Balai there is he's moving his hand down towards the ball, even though it was very close to him. He's protesting that he couldn't get out of the way, but well, of those that are that kind of penalty, you can see why the referee decided that one merited a spot kick.
Al Balai gets a yellow for his trouble. Now it's going to be a change of penalty takers. That's quite a nice scene, isn't it? The referee just looking to calm down the centre-back. There's no language problems, Qatari and Saudi. He's just explaining, look, it's a penalty, that's the reason.
I think he's also saying that the VAR have checked it as well.
Yeah. You're absolutely right to point that out. VAR will check that, and if there's a change or a reasonable call to be made, he'll have another look at that. But I think VAR is quite happy with it. We do see those given these days. And after 1 hour of play, chance for maybe goal number 7. Kylian Mbappe. It's all about scoring penalties in this part of the world.
Listen to the atmosphere compared to the first penalty that was given.
Mbappe does the job. Otherwise beaten. There's another goal. 4-3 with 1 hour on the clock. And yet again, PSG have the lead. Ronaldo disappointed. But in that particular battle, there was only going to be one winner. Kylian Mbappe.
Well, he missed the penalty earlier in the season against Montpellier, but has been back on target since then. No doubts there. Had a quick look at the goalkeeper. Just decided where he was going to put it. And unlike the previous penalty, Al Nassar seemed to guess early. Ligue 1's top scorer. Well, he just can't stop scoring, can he, as more substitutions arrive?
Matheus Pereira, the Brazilian, coming on, as is Andre Carrillo, the Peruvian player. And looks like Mohamed Cano as well, so a whole clutch of subs. Off goes Ronaldo. What would you make of his performance?
I don't think he could have done much more, to be quite honest with you, in this game. It's a wonderful introduction to Saudi Arabian football. He's getting a standing ovation. It's not quite gone the way he wanted to in recent months. But a new life opening up for him here in Saudi Arabia. 2 goals, one of them a penalty, and some all-round respect from his new teammates and support staff. They'll be looking forward to him getting down to business in the Saudi Arabian Professional League.
Yeah, his first competitive appearance on Sunday when Al Nassar host Al Ettifaq. That won't be at this stadium, that will be at their normal stadium, the University Stadium. And off goes Neymar. I think Messi's going to stay on for a bit longer.
Hugo Ekitike is going to come on.
Ekitike on.
Kylian Mbappe's coming off, I think.
It is. Trying to see some of the youngsters, and PSG have a brilliant clutch of youngsters coming through. Donnarumma coming on between the posts as well. Great ovation for Mbappe as well.
Well, I'm not 100% convinced that Neymar, Messi and Mbappe will probably start the cup match on Monday. I think it's important that they rest them. It's a nice moment between Gallardo and fellow Argentine Lionel Messi. Gallardo able to deliver his personal congratulations for that lifelong achievement. He wasn't even born when Diego Maradona lifted the World Cup in 1986.
So they've had 1 hour of play, that front three. Now it's up to Hugo Ekitike to lead the line.
He's been in good scoring form of late as well as Hugo Ekitike.
He has, yeah, scored against Châteauroux, against Angers, and against Lens as well. So in good form, the number 44. Actually asked to wear the 44 because, like his name, it's a palindrome, meaning it's the same backwards. If you're wondering why he's got the number 44. And look out for the number 33, talking of palindromes, Warren Zaire-Emery, 16 years old, made his full debut at the weekend. Yes, you heard it right, 16 years old, playing for PSG. So it's 4-3, in case you lost count. Also on the pitch is Ilyas Husni, number 37, another youngster, 17 years old, hasn't played so far in the league. And there's that all-star bench. Hakimi off as well. So plenty of changes, as we expected. Look out for Husni. He's another really good young player coming through. So very difficult for these youngsters to break through into the first team.
Yeah, he's sat on the bench 4 times, hasn't he, so far in his Ligue 1 career? And it'll little bit of a chance here. He's going to have, you know, almost half an hour to impress.
And Garby is on as well, in case you didn't see it.
He's a lovely player. I like him. Really impressed me when I've been commentating the Paris Saint-Germain youth team or the under-20s. I think he's got a very bright future.
Another Paris lad playing for his team today. It's a different kind of experience. This is probably not played in front of so many fans, exhibition or not. Here's Lajami. Lajami does well. Pembele is another sub, incidentally, playing at right back, coming thick and fast.
Yeah, back from his loan to Bordeaux. Trying to force his way into a defensive structure that has Sergio Ramos and Marquinhos, of course, as number one. Speaking of which, lovely move by Al Nassar.
Comes Cano, the sub. A lot of new players coming into what's been quite a frenetic match so far, so not easy for them. That foul against Pembele, indeed it was. You're absolutely right to say a lot of competition to come into this defence, but with these injuries, Pembele might play, you know, this week in the Cup against Pays de Cassel, which is a small village team up in the north. There's Talisca, the sub. Defending for PSG, Danilo hits it wide. Talisca drives goalwards, and Donnarumma holds on.
Yeah, but there was a real slide in there by El Balai. He might have got something on this. Donnarumma would have been a little bit of sixes and sevens if he had, but he kept his eye on the ball, right into his arms.
A whole clutch of teenagers on. Husni among them. Let's see how they can do against this Riyadh season team. Zaire Emery as well. It's interesting to see how that youngster develops. The youngest player ever to play a competitive match for PSG early this season. He did start at the weekend in a very difficult match too against Rennes.
First saw him at the beginning of the campaign when they were doing their Japan tour, and he came on and played alongside Marco Verratti and looked absolutely at home.
Here's Carrillo, the player I was mentioning, Peru. Bit of a lull after all those substitutes, which is understandable.
Team of players getting used to each other again.
Gustavo Alta Dalsari. It's interesting, the players know each other, but often as rivals, of course, great rivals are Al Hilal and Al Nassar, the two big Riyadh clubs. (4-3) to PSG. Messi, Marquinhos, Ramos, and that's Mbappe penalty right on the hour. Christophe Galtier has had a match to coach today. He's had to use all that knowledge of his with these two players going off, but dealing with the fact that they are playing at 10. Easy to forget, but Bernat seeing red, that wouldn't have been in his planning. It's the goal scorer, Zhang.
It's not been obvious, though, has it, that Paris Saint-Germain have had a man fewer on the pitch. It's looked very even.
It has, and they've got some young, fresh legs on, the likes of Husni and Ekitike. Emery.
Although, ironically, this will be the test for them, isn't it? Because now they have 10 men with less experienced players on there.
Yep. Defending to do here, held by Donnarumma.
Made himself the number one this season as Donnarumma after sharing responsibilities with Keylor Navas last season. Slightly loose ball from Hugo Ekitike. Oh, it's nicely done. El Shaddai Bichiabu there showing how comfortable he is as well Another of the new players coming through in the Paris Saint-Germain academy.
Yep, towering centre-back. It's a really skillful player as well. Vitinha. Pembele. Husnina, here's a chance for Ekitike.
Oh,
Taken off his toe by Zhang. Good work from Zhang it was. So it's Danilo and Bichiabu, the two centre-backs now. Ramos has gone off.
and with Marquinhos off, it's Danilo wearing the captain's armband. Oh, hello.
Trying from distance. Good awareness from El Oais. Beaten there by Vitinha certainly from distance. You can say that again.
Vitinha, I mean, he's been a wonderful signing by Paris Saint-Germain. Fitted in absolutely from the start. Marquinhos was talking about him and how impressed they've been since he came in. He really does add to the midfield. Great spot.
Pass through the ball, and him and Veratinia, some fans call them, link up really well. Knocked across and just taken off the toe of Ekitike. That was Vitinha's shot. Comes Garbi again.
This is Husni. He's a wonderful player. He's a real goal scorer for the under-20s. And really links up well with Garbi.
Yeah, they'll come through that academy, haven't they? So they know each other well. Ekitike. And Zaire Emery sits in front of that back four with great effect. Vitinha.
I can see Zaire Emery being one of those players that will come through the academy and will stick as we go on with Paris Saint-Germain's future. Wonderful sense of composure on the ball, which, bearing in mind that he's still only 16 years old, is quite phenomenal.
Yeah, that's the word that so many players use at the moment. He's so composed. At 15, you know, he was training with the first team.
He just gets it.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. He's just got that football knowledge. Born in Montreuil, just to the east of Paris, so local boy. See what the Riyadh team can do from this. The shots from Talisca, held by Donnarumma.
Yeah, it was a deflection on the way through. It's got intent, hasn't he? Danilo there just managed to get something on it, which made it a easier catch for the Italian Euro winner.
Talking of Euro winners, Bichiabu was an under-17 Euro winner, so he's won some silverware, along with this man, Zaire Emery. Loses out. Gustavo, maybe the chance here for the Riyadh team, but Vitinha in the right place, at the right time.
Pembele telling Husni to get forward.
Yeah. Oh, Pembele did really well there, giving Husni some space to run into. Husni gets it across. PSG's lead is just one goal at the moment, and tonight it's not a big lead. Ali Lajami there, clearing up. Luis Gustavo. This near side, and Abdul Hamid. He's had a busy 73 minutes, hasn't he? Both ends of the pitch, Abdul Hamid. I think he's always going to be worried about the threat of Mbappe. Now he can put that to one side. There's no Mbappe on the pitch, and he can be a little bit more of an attacking right back.
Yeah, it's going to be different now that you don't have the Holy Trinity on the pitch.
Pereira. Abdul Hamid goes first time. Rather miscued that, but might come off yet. No. Husni gets his head down and plays. Or Zaire Emery. All action player, isn't he? Husni's sort of player that fans like, but they might not like that. Losing the ball. Chance here for the host, and it's wide from Andre Carrillo. the Peruvian just to hook that round the far post.
Well, it was a nice move, but Husni got introduced to Luis Gustavo, and you can't do things like that with the former Wolfsburg man. And it directly resulted in this chance. And I think Carrillo will be a little bit upset that he didn't do better. Donnarumma standing big, standing tall, not committing, making him make the decision, and Martino upset, frustrated.
Ronaldo off. Eventful match while he was on, a penalty and then a good goal, so whacked in the face.
Even off the pitch, he's getting a cheer from the home crowd.
Seeing him on the big screen. As Vitinha looks to open things up. Pembele initially looking for the run.
Well, the game is definitely slowed up.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Which will suit Paris Saint-Germain just fine as they're leading.
With those front three off, it's inevitably a bit slower up front and a little bit easier for the Saudi defenders, or should I say the Riyadh season team. They're not all Saudi. Zhang is a Korean, of course. Transfer window is open. We can say that Pablo Sarabia, the PSG attacking midfield player, has gone to Wolverhampton in England. We wish him the very best of luck in the English Midlands. His former team have some defending to do. Talisca. Cuts inside. Talisca wants it back. Comes out to Abdul Hamid. Goal kick.
That was a nice move, but Syed Abdul Hamid just unable to wrap his right foot around that for the cross.
That's Al Khalafi certainly enjoying his day in Riyadh. Enjoying it even more if PSG end up winners.
Who's going to have bragging rights by the end? That's going to be the thing, isn't it? Certainly a lot of bon ami going on there in the VIP box.
Garbi driving forward. Taking his eye off the ball. Talisca. Dasari. A chance here, it's deflected and over. Good work from Warren Zaire Emery, just throwing himself at the ball. The Al-Dasari shot.
Yeah, great work down that left-hand side by Matheus Pereira. Got the ball inside, but Zaire Emery closed down the space very quickly and made Al-Dasari just take the shot perhaps slightly quicker than he wanted to. Has, though, resulted in a corner, so the attack continues and Paris Saint-Germain need to stay focused.
Indeed, in comes the corner. Out by Zaire Emery. There's Gustavo, probably the most experienced player on the pitch now at the top level. To the arms of the giant keeper, Donnarumma.
Yeah, you're going to have to work harder than that if you're going to beat a man in the air that's 1.96 meters.
Talking of tall players, here's Ekitike. Ekitike is through. A chance for Ugo Ekitike. Oh, that's a brilliant finish. Well, Mbappe, Neymar and Messi may be off, but Ugo Ekitike is on, and that was a finish that those two players will be proud of. It's PSG 5, Riyadh season 3.
Well, he's been in really good form of late. You can see how far the host team have pushed up. It was one-on-one. Ekitike uses his pace, and that's a really great finish from a man who's bang on form recently. 4 goals now in his last 5 games. And he's a man who's growing in confidence. 10 goals for Rennes last season. And he's already showing that he deserves his place in the Paris Saint-Germain lineup, even if for the most part he's on the bench. Every time he's called on, he does the business and gaining appreciation from his superstar teammates.
Ugo Ekitike making it 5. He does have such an important role this season because there's no way that front three are going to play every minute of every match, and they need to keep the quality up. They need maybe a different option. Ekitike perhaps gives a little bit more of an aerial option, but you can see there he's got the speed and he's got the finishing power. Of that there's no doubt, and that was a top-class finish.
Well, remember the teasing he got when he finally managed to get his first goal in the 5-0 win against Auxerre. He was very, very relieved, and all his teammates let him know it. He'd been carrying it a bit like an albatross It was a great relief when he got that. And once that first goal had gone in, then suddenly he can relax.
He's not stopped scoring since then. So congratulations to him. He's going to be an important player from now to the end of the season. You can be sure of that. Ugo Ekitike, a youngster with a great future. And already we can see a player with a great shot. A little bit shell-shocked after that, the Saudi team.
It should be it, really. 2 goals up, 5-3.
As you said, though, is that obvious evidence that PSG are playing with 10. They're doing really well. Going to go out for a corner. Matheus Pereira, the Brazilian, swings in the corner. 10 minutes to play in what's been a really entertaining match. Riyadh season team 3, PSG 5. Missed penalty, and we've had a red card. Ekitike doing well. A little bit unlucky there. A foul. The smiling Abdul Rahman Al Jassim. It's not had an easy game today. Foul on Abdul Hamid.
I think he's been loving it. To be honest, the referee.
Well, he's had a smile on his face the whole time, which is good to see. And Bailey has some defending to do at that far side. I think a lot of these players will be playing PSG's next match against Pays de Gastel, you know, because it's going to be different circumstances. It will be at the Stade Félix Bollard, which is a great theatre of French football, but it will be newish fans to that stadium, I would say. There might be a few Lens fans supporting their local village team. About 40 kilometres from Lens is the village of Cassel. It's not much more than a village. The life of a professional footballer. Curious from the Saudi capital in this huge stadium to playing a village team the week after. Luis Gustavo, seen it all in football at Hoffenheim, Bayern, Marseille. I think he'll play the full 90. Two goals the difference. Jang, the pace, but Bichiabu is powerful and very skillful player at centre-back. Look out for Bichiabu in the years to come. Still only 17 years old. You have to really blink when you see the ages of these players, especially Bichiabu, because he's a powerful presence.
Old man in this type of team.
Yeah, 17.
All of 17 years old.
Timothy Pembele. Garbi. A clever ball through.
Well, Desawi tracking back now to help out the defenders. Maybe getting a little bit frustrated up front. Paris Saint-Germain beginning to close the game down. With only 8 minutes left. You can feel that the atmosphere has been sucked out the top of the King Fahd International Stadium as well.
Yeah, it's good to see Garbi on, another Paris-born player, you know. Spent 6 years at Paris FC, which is the other team in Paris. They're currently in the 2nd division.
Yeah, have their home down in the south on the Périphérique.
Nearly got promoted last year, more mid-table this season. Paris Saint-Germain have some defending to do here to keep this 2-goal lead. Vitinha, is it a foul? Yes, says our referee against Anderson Talisca.
Yeah, Talisca has been creating trouble ever since he came on. Clearly a foul. Talisca saw it coming, rode it.
I think that if
I think that Vitinha is going to feel that more than Talisca, yeah. To be quite honest with you.
The feeling that if Riyadh do want to get back into this match now might be the time, because as Angus was saying, they're a little bit flat at the moment. bit of inspiration. If there's one man they can give it to them, it's Anderson Talisca. Former Benfica man. See the relative sizes there. Bichiabu, a giant presence. Talisca, Ronaldo-like, will take his time and put it over.
Well, he hit it well, just in the wrong direction. It's good to see him back on the pitch.
Indeed, he wasn't expected to play today, but as you see, he is there. There's a couple of changes. Abdullah Otaf coming on, as is Sami Al Najai. And it's the end of Luis Gustavo. I was wrong when I predicted he'd last the 90. He's put in a really good effort today as the Brazilian. You can be proud of his performance.
Sami Al Najai is one of those men who played in the World Cup, but only once. Abdullah Haf is also coming on, and he's another Vitinho. I forget, he's only just come on, hasn't he?
He came on, so blows come on at half-time.
I hope he's all right.
Yes, it's going to be a worry, isn't it, for PSG fans? They don't want to pick up any injuries here.
Al Dassawi comes off, the superstar for the Saudi Arabian hosts. Didn't see him on target today.
So 5 minutes for PSG to hold out. Nuno Mendes, great to see him back from that injury sustained at the World Cup. Zaire Emery, well, kept on to that, 16-year-old. Bichiabu, 1 year his senior. Shows what a good footballer he is. Brilliant ball. Ekitike nearly came through to Gabi. It was Husni, excuse me. Gabi made the run to the other side. Husni not far off from getting a one-on-one against Al Owais. A bit of a lull in the atmosphere. Maybe some of the fans thinking, well, that's that. They came back so many times.
Taffy there just getting a little bit frustrated. He's only just come on. He was part of the squad that went to the World Cup but didn't actually play, and so didn't get to be on the pitch when they beat this man's team, Argentina.
Lionel Messi opened the scoring 83 minutes ago. Seems like a long time ago. So much has happened since then. The cries of Messi around the stadium because his face was on the big screen, and well, every fan here appreciating not just the new Saudi acquisition Ronaldo, but the great Messi as well. They do love their football in this part of the world. Husni, Pembele wants it. Carey is on as well, another youngster in the number 36 shirt for these final minutes. And the youngsters, Angus, have done pretty well. You know, they've kept a lid on a potential comeback, and it looks like they're going to get the team over the line. Yeah,
promoted from the under-19 team this season. Young Carey.
Mendes thwarted. Is there going to be a late sting in the tail of this match, I wonder? Action-packed, as you can see from the score. 8 goals. Missed penalty, red card. Pereira, excuse me, just about clearing. Husni again.
Yeah, Danilo needed 2 bites of the cherry to get rid of that.
There will be a trophy awarded at the end of the match. Stay for that moment. Unless some late fireworks, it's going to go to Paris Saint-Germain. Talisca again hasn't really managed to change the course of the match. Abdul Hamid into the danger area, I say that, and Talisca's head up went the wrong way.
Why did he not go for goal? Tried to head it back towards the 6-yard area where there was no teammate. Neymar's turn to get some appreciation. He didn't actually know that the camera was aiming at him to start with. He'll get even more now.
And Marquinhos will get a few as well.
Give Marquinhos some love too.
Yeah. Captain's captain. He's a great professional, Marquinhos, and it looks like PSG have a winning smile moving into the last minute. Achraf Hakimi, for the reasons I said earlier, is hugely popular. And Kylian Mbappe. A little wave to the fans as well. There might be a sixth. Ekitike. One more, make it a tennis score. 6-3. 1 minute to go. Plus whatever Abdul Rahman Al Jassim decides is necessary for injury time. Already had too many injuries in the second half. Plenty of subs. Talisca's one of them. So, chance for Carrillo, and over. Just more frustration for the Riyadh season team.
Well, some great play there from Talisca. Trying to set the ball up for himself, realised it was not going to be on, and so found his teammate. Perhaps that should be in the back of the net. Carrillo there just leant back a little bit too much, and the ball went up instead of along. Rather for Pereira, excuse me.
Yeah, with that final shot, they were
and with that blonde hair, should have known better.
Trying to get a perfect goal, didn't quite come off. And I think that will be that. Let's see how much injury time there will be. But PSG with 10 men, remember, since 5 minutes before the first half ended. So good display from then. Talisca, Zaire Emery gets a foot in, and another one. He'll chase down everything. He's a really good athlete as well, 16 years old. Abdul Hamid, he's been on since the start. Carrillo with the cross. The strike miscued. The danger not over. And, the diving close. Giant keeper.
Yeah.
Donnarumma, and I think it's going to get the biggest cheer of all. The new Al Nassar player, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, from the Al Nassar part of the crowd, at least.
We are deep into injury time. It's PSG 5, Riyadh season team 3. Looks like that's the end of the goals. We've had 8 of them. Some real corkers in there as well. Screams of Ronaldo, and they're going to enjoy seeing Ronaldo in an Al Nassar shirt for the rest of the season. And as you say, Al Nassar fans will be hoping he keeps them top.
Yeah, I'm not sure it'll be so popular the next time Al Nassar go up against Al Hilal.
Yeah, did play each other once this season, 2-2 draw. Pereira. PSG happy to sit back and defend this 5-3 lead to the second minute of stoppage time. Carrillo. Talisca again. Super ball to the far side. Mbele will have some defending to do. Does it pretty well. It's a question of keeping the men in sky blue out. Talisca came off his heel, but the shot it was from Andre Carrillo. Only just over 4 minutes we have of injury time, I can confirm.
Yeah, former Watford man is Carrillo, and he hit this really well. And almost looked like there was a touch there from Donnarumma.
It might be, but not according to the officials. It was very well hit off the half volley, wasn't it?
He's only scored once for Al Hilal this season, as Andre Carrillo, the Peruvian.
And that's the top scorers with 27 goals from 13, and no doubt Ronaldo will add 1 or 2 to those.
He doesn't score a lot of goals, let's be honest.
The team, but Ronaldo here, not just to boost the Saudi League, but to help Al Nassr win titles.
Will end the hegemony of Al Hilal with a start, wouldn't it?
Yep. Messi and Ronaldo have met again. This is the 36th time they've met. Messi won 16 of those so far. Looks like it'll be 17 under rather different circumstances than we've seen in the past. But this has been a really competitive match in Riyadh. And PSG surely now will go away with the win. They've got a bit more defending to do.
I think everybody wins out of this, to be quite honest with you. It's been a good test for Paris Saint-Germain. But I think that a lot of people thought that probably Paris Saint-Germain would run away with it. And that's not quite been the case.
The fans will definitely have enjoyed this. And we've seen that. Maybe one last goal, I wonder.
Makes you wonder, though, what the score would have been had they had 11 on the pitch for the whole 90.
Carrillo. Side to Cano. Oh, and there is a late goal. Would you believe it? We have a 9th goal. Not too many celebrations, but it's been given. Ronaldo thinks that maybe there is. But it is the giant striker, Anderson Talisca. He miscued one a few minutes ago. He didn't miscue that. That was a brilliant finish.
Well, he's deserved that because he's been a threat ever since he came on in the second half. And Donnarumma might be almost 2 metres tall, but that arced away from him into the corner. It's a splendid hit. Really is. Real quality. And he deserves that for the work that he has put in. He's really put himself in the window, if you like, of world
Certainly
football.
has. Yeah, because this is being watched around the world. And is it over? It certainly is. We've had a wonderful game with 9 goals. Some of the superstars of world football here, including Cristiano Ronaldo, who's ended up on the losing team and probably with a black eye in the morning. But we've had a wonderful game of football and a smile from Ronaldo. Messi on the winning side and a scorer. This one has finished the Riyadh season team 4, PSG 5. So the youngsters from PSG, they would have enjoyed this as well, playing alongside some of the greats. Neymar there as well, and missed a penalty. Your summary of the match?
Well, it lived up to the anticipation. All of the big guns scored. Neymar didn't actually. He missed a penalty, but Messi scored, Mbappe scored, Cristiano Ronaldo introduced himself to Saudi Arabian football with 2 goals. And 5-4 is probably a fair reflection in the end.
Indeed, a 1-goal margin after a great night of entertainment. 5-4 for Paris.